So I don't know if I said this, but I'll say it now. I don't know if I forgot. You know how I said humans actually, they have that quality, that sort of way that they're created. They're really submissive to God, you know. That's your nature, just so you know. So if someone tells you this is a fake God, exactly, it'll accidentally go to them. You know what I mean? So that quality, then you see humans in history, even if it's cartoons or maybe humans acting it out, or just even just what you think your mind could assume, right, from idols in the past, right? Like places right now that is still there, like Egypt, and some people are still worshiping idols like Hinduism and Hindus, I mean, sorry, or Hindu, or the religion Hinduism, and like that. Whoever's still stuck worshiping an idol, you know, some sort of person they're saying lived in time, but they're no longer here, like that, instead of just God, you know. Just know that that's because that submissiveness is being not the creepy submissiveness, right? That no one should have within the creation of God. Just that obedience, you know. See, to every word has been corrupted by demons. I'm sick tired of it, right? Or evil corrupted it overall. That normal submissiveness to your Creator, that obedience, right? The way you just, if God called you right now, like that, you just, oh, I don't know how to explain it. You know, those humans have it. You know, where it's like they're putting their hands together. It's actually very cute. You know what I mean? They're putting their hands together, right? And it's like they're, it's like trying to make heat between your hands, right? You're putting it up and down like that. Oh my God, please, 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 my Lord, please, I beg you. It's like that begging. You know, like how raccoons sometimes do that. They're so cute. Sometimes raccoons visit me, you know, in these places. There's animals constantly popping out of nowhere. I see. That's actually why I remember it so much. That way that some animals can say that, like, please give me food. See, for them, it's not the same as when they beg their Lord, obviously, right? That's what I mean. Just that example of the hand gesture, right? Oh my God, please, please, please. It's so adorable, right? That's how you are to your Creator, correct? So imagine if you get corrupted at some point when religion is gone to treat an idol like that, right? Oh, please, please. It's not therefore hard to convert you correct to God's true religion. Do you agree? I just want you guys to know that. That's another corruption in history that demons are responsible for. They make it seem as if human beings, as if your nature is to disobey God so easily. Again, in context, right? Like, I'm talking about in terms of like when a prophet is here. They make it seem as if everybody says no, but a few. No, okay? Some people could just continue to be sinful, but they're definitely going to obey God. You're definitely going to worship who you say God is. So they make it seem as if, right? All these human beings, like usually they talk about the Jews, right? Oh, they always disbelieved. No, they didn't, because you're so submissive. That's just your nature. You easily fall into the trap of worshiping idols. So you're not a creation that doesn't want the higher being. Do you agree? You just want a higher being in your life. You're not created to sort of mind your business in that sense and be like, I don't need anything, you know. Not mind your business, because you're not created to sort of be too absent from a desire to know a higher being. It's like you actually want to have a higher being that you can call on in your life. That's how you were created, you know. So for that reason, when prophets are here, exactly everybody, when Mahdi arrives, when Jesus arrived, when any prophet in history arrived, humans actually, at a large majority, actually did follow. You see what I mean? I want you to know that, because that gives you hope. Obviously, you don't want to think you're going to disbelieve one day, maybe accidentally, because you don't know that's you maybe in the future. But when you study religion, you know you don't want to be like those people. What if it's you one day, correct? Because maybe when the leader arrives, they make you think you may not like what, like that. No, 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 no. You know, you're created to always respect and admire, and that sort of moral way of love, right? Actually love your leaders. You actually created to love them, okay? And you're created to love God, the higher level way that a higher being, a God, would be loved. You know? So just know you're already built with systems that allow you to do what God wants. Just like we would all agree, no one's created evil. They become evil by choice, right? So they therefore were created to just naturally align towards morality, just normalness, just their nature. And when human beings pop up like LGBTQ plus, they're lying to you when they say that's their nature, because they know you're gonna use their nature against them and be like, just come out of your perversion, you know, just come out. You're just like any other pervert. Just come out of it. They know you're gonna say that to them and sort of be neutral to them. You're not gonna give them a lot of attention. They want you to sort of be freaked out and be confused, and you're gonna be like, you're just a pervert. Just come out of it. Your Lord created you to be good. You have a choice to be evil. You chose evil, so come out. They don't like that. They want a lot of attention. They want always gigantic huge human beings sitting at a big conference, listening to them as they weep and cry and say they couldn't understand as a boy why they like to dress. They want to actually trick you. So they have to then go after what I just said is the weapon against them, nature. They have to say nature was already corrupted for them. Okay? Just use logic again. God is not going to set you up for evil. He won't set you up and then throw you in hell. He's not going to call something a sin that he made you want. Ew. Okay? So please, you don't allow perverted males to connect their normal human sexuality towards the opposite gender. You don't let them connect that to any female, right? At some point, as a mother, as a sister, you go after them. You say, you predator. You put them in their place. They're predators. If they rape, you don't let them connect that to sex, right? Correct? So defend yourself against this group also. They're just all perverts. Perversion is the opposite of sexuality. It's not sex, okay? It's not sexuality. It's the opposite, get it? Just like truth. Lying is the opposite of truth, correct? This is the opposite of sexuality. So don't call it sexuality, but God just doesn't like it. No, it's not sexuality. It's perversion. But it's the opposite of it. So it wants to claim to be that. Just like lying, when you lie today, you can claim it that it's the truth, correct? Well, what are you trying to do? Are you just lying? No. At some point, you're going to lie in a way that you're saying you're the truth. Right? It's like you're trying to claim the truth, the spot of the truth. So perversion doesn't just want to pop up and be like, I'm also normal. It's not going to say also. Some false information is not going to say, I'm also a possibility. No, they're going to say, it's just me. That one doesn't exist. It wants to kick that one out of the spot that they belong in. Do you agree that's what evil is supposed to do? Okay, so it's just evil, everybody. See, you want to call them to God the righteous way that I call you guys. I just use logic with you. I just then pray for you and leave it to God. Don't be mushy and weak, right? And use terminologies with them like I love you and this. Again, if you know someone, they're your son, they're your daughter, obviously you actually probably did love them at some point. There are many human beings I know that went into homosexuality and other evil things. Just students I grew up with. And I know when I was just simply using my Islamic knowledge to call them back then, just my normal human righteousness to call them, or I don't need religion goodness, right? I just simply used to use logic with them. I never used religion. Because exactly, that's not rational. It makes it seem as if religion is the reason, right? But if religion is just teaching you normalcy versus abnormalcy, right? It's just simply separating what's normal from what's not normal. Therefore, what's good versus from what's evil. Because evil is abnormal, everybody. And good is just normal. See, I have good terminologies for you guys. Let's introduce these terminologies. Right? So for that reason, I didn't say to them, God. I didn't say God. It's evil. They're harming themselves. That's perversion. I would just call them away from it using logic. So then you see, it fits people who say, I don't believe in a God. Just use logic with people. It's not their nature. It's creepy. Just tell them this is evil. They're harming themselves. There's perversion. Why are you doing this like that? Just judge them, in that way. Nah, you're not insulting them. You're not attacking them. And tell them to honor their body, honor themselves. At some point, you're going to have to involve the spiritual or the religious. Tell them demons are possessing them, and right? Again, in the context where I said many times before, don't actually tell people they're possessed, right? Because at some point, demons will use that the wrong way, evil humans will use it the wrong way. They'll accuse righteous people of being possessed, who are rare. In this case, in this world, they don't really exist. But one day, when righteous people pop up and some people get delivered, demons get taken out of them, it becomes an accusation. It becomes a way to hurt them. Okay, so don't do that. But then two, exactly, it just becomes a way to attack each other, even if you are possessed. Trying to control you. Maybe at some point they might make a law saying, let's have the right to just beat them and put them in a room and beat them up so the demon gets out. You see, at some point it becomes about abusing your human rights. So I just mean, don't walk around this earth saying to people you're possessed, right? Okay, common sense. Everything has context, right? There you go. Everything has context. But it's situations where you know them, or maybe they're talking to you and it's comfortable. Yeah, it's comfortable. You can actually say to them, if you actually get thoughts like that, or feelings, or what seems like feelings telling you to be ABC, right? You describe it to them, like homosexuality, whatever, or some other immorality. You tell them that means you got possessed. That means demons are actually saying that to you. They're in your body. And that's why it's so easy to, like that. You want to come from a place of explaining like a teacher why it's happening. And then you say, there you go. So you are saying they're possessed. You get me? But you're saying it in a way like that. So you're saying that you're possessed, but you're saying it in a way where they were already comfortable with you, right? You have a private place. Don't be alone with people, right? But you have a private place where it's not a big, gigantic place like in public, place where you're preaching maybe. Private places where you're just talking to them comfortably, right? Hey, so and so, can I talk to you? Sure. And you're just calling them to good. And in that moment, you can mention the demonic possession is a factor. See, I didn't say it's the cause in that sense, right? Because it's just perversion. It's just evil. It's something they can choose. They can just become evil human. Yeah, but it's still connected to demons because they're the ones who attack people's minds like that. So they can simply inspire you to be evil. Yeah, it's always their thoughts and feelings. But then, are we gonna say it's only the demons? No, right? The human is also pervert, correct? So that's what I'm saying. You just wanna just put things where they belong. You tell the human is their choice. They're evil. They're pervert to themselves. Call them evil. Yeah. Tell them they're evil. Okay. So they don't actually act like they're not an evil person. They are evil. They're obviously a pervert. Get it? They're dangerous. Their own gender. They'll stare at them. They'll creep them out. Please, they're evil humans. Okay. But you're saying it in that context when you're just talking to them in that sort of private way. You're not in the street saying you filthy homeless. Don't say that. You know what I'm saying? But if one day humans start to come out and they try to actually attack society like that, common sense, when it becomes a criminal act, now you have the right to be like, hey, let's stop that group over there. I don't know how to explain. You just always want to pick the context. But these human beings, yes, they're evil. Yes, they're perverse. Yes, they're nasty. Yes, they're filthy. Yes, they're possessed. But you don't want to say that in a way where it seems like you're trying to insult human beings, because righteousness was not created to insult anybody. It was created to just be blunt. There you go. So you might think, what? If I just simply say the truth, why are you telling me not to insult? I wasn't trying to insult. I was just trying to be blunt. Exactly. Be blunt. I just mean there's actually a way to insult humans. You don't actually, I'm just telling you to not insult them. I'm telling you, in a world where God wants you to always simply forbid evil, but he doesn't want you to then attack human beings unless they've harmed others, right? Don't do that. So yes, they're harming each other, but see, aren't they doing it to each other? It's different, right? Than if someone was sitting at a bus and a creep just touched them. That's different. Now you can verbally attack this creep. You evil, okay, see, the context is different. But human beings like this who do evil to themselves, it's just like prostitute. See what I'm saying? It's like they're selling themselves. But they're selling themselves to their own gender, the evil among them, the perverts among their gender. See, it's like that. They are selling themselves, so they're obviously filthy and perverts and evil, therefore. But they're the ones doing the selling. No one's selling them. You see? They're not a victim in that sense. So you see what I'm saying? They're victimizing themselves. Oh my God, it's about to rain. Hi, doggy. There's dogs everywhere. So, right? For that reason, you then want to change your tone. So then I don't want you to then assume that God in me, right? Not God in me, sorry. That God is teaching me. They ruined my words. That God is teaching me, and that then I'm teaching you from what he taught me to be weak to homosexuals or something. And other perverts, we get to maybe beat them up. No. That pervert is also homosexual. Pervert just means pervert, everybody. At some point, they thought about every demographic of perversion. Their own family. They thought of, it doesn't mean those specific humans in their family. That's evil. No. Some people are strong, righteous, healthy people. They're not going to, God is not going to let them. They can only think of another pervert, okay? I'm saying the demographic, right? Like those of same gender, those like that. They just thought of those demographics, children, like that. Okay? So it's just pervert. It's just the evil. Just like a thief is an evil. The character of a pervert, right? This character. I don't mean character. I mean like just character. Oh, I hate this English language. I'm sorry. I love the English language. Sorry. Right? Character, everybody. Like character Sam, like that. Versus character like morality, okay? The sort of this character. So difficult to explain what I'm trying to say. This character called evil, right? The specific one, the pervert. It just means they've actually thought of all types of perversion when they become perverted. That's just how evil is created. It has to think of it all, They descend slowly, right? But you get the point. So that means the pervert who harasses females is also homosexual. Get it, everybody? They just pervert any good demographic, okay? It's just what a pervert is. They don't have a party they pick on. It just means you're pervert. You just You just don't honor the body, and you like to dishonor others' bodies. See? Okay, so since you're just like that, it's just how you are. It's just the evil. Okay, it's gonna affect every demographic. You know, you'll see the demographic of children like that. You'll see the demographic of your own spouse like that. You know, that's what I'm saying. Perversion is not sexual because they literally are sexual with their spouses or the people they're dating, and then they want to rape them, or then they see. Yes, an evil demon will attack your mind and be like, what? But they can just touch that person. That person doesn't mind. So why do they want to rape them? Don't insult yourselves. This is predatory stuff. This is evil. It's not sex. Goodness. Woo! That's what I want to explode and go somewhere else and go explode in a volcano. You know what I mean? So don't. This is evil, not sex, okay? It's not sexual. They're not desiring sexual. Ew, please. Don't let demons attack you. You don't believe that? You have a brain. I'm just saying, when that nonsense attacks, you know what to say now, okay? Just tell whoever's talking, excuse me. Stop talking there, please. No. That is perversion. Don't call that sexual. Like, stop the evil human from using terminologies that don't belong to them, like nature, love, okay? These words don't belong to them. Just like murderers don't call it companionship when they kill someone, right? Please. So what I'm saying is, I need to hurry up, goodness. Like, I'm getting brain fog from all this witchcraft in the environment. So, right? Just know a pervert is just like a character. It just means they just have no decency. They're just nasty. They just don't honor the human body, including themselves. You might be like, how did they become like that? Their own body. Get it? It means if a pervert tried to touch them, they don't care. See, that's not human, right? You care if weirdos touch you. So it means they don't have decency. It means they don't care if someone touches them in an evil way. So then, you see, they don't care then if they touch others in an evil way. So that's why humans is so evil in God's eyes. When you accuse them of being perverts, when you accuse them of evil in another way that they're not. Because exactly, you're accusing them of seeing themselves like that. See? And this is how God created character, the moral type of character, morality type of character. You are basically treating others the way you would be okay to be treated. That's actually how we're created. So good people, they treat you well, not because they have to or they're going to go to hell, but because they actually honor themselves. They treat themselves well. See, it's internal. Everything's internal. That's another way to stand up for yourself when evil likes to act like that's their nature. No, there's something wrong with them internally. They don't honor their own body and life. So they don't care about trying to kill others and touch others. See, because their own body, they don't see it like that. The way a victim sees it, when you're trying to touch them and they're a healthy person, they don't see themselves like that. So then, okay, they can touch others then in an evil way. See, because they don't even have that compass anymore. They're corrupted. They're evil. Okay, everybody, right? So that's just what evil simply is. And evil has characteristics that we could put into it. They're a liar. They're not truthful, right? They're not honest. They don't have decency with their body, their dignity, their honor, their private parts. So they become right perverted. They don't mind going to clubs and bars and selling themselves all day. It doesn't matter. They're just a bad person. They just have multiple components that make them bad. And good people have multiple components, see, of the exact opposite of those qualities that make them therefore good. Okay? So for that reason, that's just what a pervert is. They've thought of all the other stuff. It just means they expressed it at some point. At some point, they started to act creepy to the same gender or act creepy to a parent. It just means they expressed it. But the perversion was there. It's just a character. It's just that character is who they are. They're just bad. They're just evil. So just because they come out and call themselves names, don't think they popped up today. Don't think that's when they became someone who thinks of those demographics in an evil way. No, it means they were pervert a long time ago. They were entertaining that evil a long time ago. They just never came out and called themselves LGBT. It means they were always a pervert. So the males who are then harassing females all the time, exactly, it means they're also perverts to all the other demographics. Some may not necessarily want to go too far with that, but it just means they don't mind. They don't, if someone tells them of perversion towards parents, perversion towards children, perversion towards animals, they don't mind. They'll just giggle. They're creepy. Get it? They agree with it. They like that evil, filthy stuff. Okay? So that's just what a pervert is. But society, demons want to confuse you. They want you to see one that harasses females, one that harasses children, one that harasses the same gender. They want you to think they're all different. So then you exactly don't ever connect them back to something you've already learned in history. So that then they cannot have long discussions and arguments with you and come to government courthouses and be like, give us our rights. It's our nature. I couldn't help myself all these years. I really wanted to put on the skirt. You actually start to get intimidated. Like, whoa, I've never heard of that before. But if you knew, get it, it's just the pervert, the one who harasses females. If you knew that's the same one that's going after their own gender, and the two perverts are touching each other all day, and they call each other love and ew, you knew it's just the same pervert in the bus who goes after females, the male one. It's just pervert, get it? But at some point, they just want to express the other types of demographics perversion goes to attack and bother. Okay, right? They're just attacking each other. It's consensual to each other, right? But they're attacking each other. So for that reason, now you're going to be like, you know what? Get out. We're not listening to this garbage. You're just a pervert. You have a name for them. Because you humans need to label somebody, correct? You need a name. They're perverts. Therefore, what's the main category? Evil, right? Pervert's more like a specific category of evil. Okay, but don't insult them, you know? Don't attack them. Just call them to God and call them to repent. And just like I talked to you on this podcast. But we're going to still put them where they belong. You see, we're still assertive and aggressive in a moral way. We put you where you belong. You're not going to act like you're different than the creep that touches people in buses. You're filth. You're filth of the earth. And God actually would normally say to kill you. He just decided not to kill you. And he said only kill the predatory one, the one that's actually trying to see that male that tries to actually rape and molest people. And at some point, female might touch children, right? Like that, just common sense. The predatory one is the one God would say kill them. But these other perverts, when they're doing it to each other, God might, I know it's disturbing because when you actually know what they do, they're so filthy, you want them to just die right now. But see, it's one of those things where I just said, there's a lot of human beings who practice witchcraft. And their witchcraft sometimes is meant to cause death for some people. So they're murderers. But see, where do we know where they are right now? Who knows who practiced that witchcraft? None of us know who they are. So if we were to try to find them and give them death penalties, you're going to accidentally kill good people because it's easy to accuse anybody. They might put some candles or weird stuff in someone's home, right? Break in maybe and be like, look, she was doing witchcraft to me. Look at all these candles in her home. That symbolizes this and that symbolizes that. And that human is thinking, what? See, it's too dangerous. So there's a lot of humans God normally considers that they should be dead in this earth, okay? So don't think God is protecting them or no. Just because he lets them live doesn't mean he thinks they're not like the others who should be dying. Okay, a lot of sin deserves death. But God doesn't tell us humans to give them death. You know why? Because we don't know. It's too difficult for us to figure out who's doing that sin. It's dangerous. So it's like the punishment for them is the next life. So since they should have been dead here, what they do deserves death. Raping each other as the same gender, you really should be killed. They're gonna, therefore, since they didn't get killed here, they didn't get punished here, their punishment in the next life is gonna fit that. Yeah, they repented and got redeemed, but what the hell were they doing? They were raping each other. There you go. Fix my terminology. Don't be like they were perverts to each other. No, rape. They were actually raping each other. God taught me the terminology for them is rape. They raping each other. They killing each other. They doing exactly what a male does to a female he's raping. The only difference is they agreeing to it. Okay, why the hell do we care if they agree? What? If you're doing the same thing that you and I, God taught us is evil, but this human is so evil, see, to themselves that they are going to allow it, that this wicked one does it to them, why are we going to change the terminology? We're still going to call it rape. We're still going to call it murder. They're killing each other. The only difference is God doesn't tell us to kill them. So I just want you to know why. It's not because he actually thinks they're different. No, it's difficult for us. It's too difficult. Woo, the other one is easy. The victim says, I need help. It's easy. But also because it's more harmful, goodness. All right, that's actually someone attacking somebody, right? This is too difficult for us. There's too many of them who do this stuff in the privacy of their own home. We don't know what they did. They can accuse good people of that stuff. They can be like, their sibling did that to them because their sibling and them live in the same apartment. How do you defend the good sibling now who did nothing? This is disgusting. It's dangerous, you know? So there's other reasons, obviously. This is the one I can think of. God will not tell us to punish everything because we really cannot have enough knowledge needed to do that correctly. Okay, and you would agree with that. Okay, but then you might say, I understand that, but it's still not fair. I think they should die. You know what I'm saying? Okay, think with me. There's others. It's not just the actual ones God told us to kill, like the rapists. A lot of them get away with it. No one knows what they've done too. Correct, everybody. A lot of them exactly are practicing witchcraft on victims, and the victim might die, or so they may not get a chance to even go to court or something if one day they want to report it. That's what I'm saying. We already have too much injustice anyway. You might as well agree with me when I tell you these ones will have their punishment waiting in hellfire. Just like you know the other ones hellfire is waiting, who get away with it. You don't then insult God and say he's not the good God. No, right? You just know. You know the justice is waiting, right? The next life. So it's something I had to come to terms with. You know, in these countries, we rarely see homosexuals, right? We don't really care. We ignore them. We're neutral. Correct? Healthy people don't care about filthy humans. Ew, get away from us, right? That's what it means to be normal and healthy and moral. Exactly. We don't see you. You're so evil. Ew. So we don't see you. It's only evil humans who are obsessed with others. Well, good people are not obsessed with bad people. We don't look for them and try to kill them, and that's weird. That's evil humans, what they do. They try to kill ex-Muslims and stuff. Leave them alone. So you see, everybody, that's how you know if someone's good or bad. Good people have what you would say a sort of someone with high status would have. If someone ever told you a human has high status, not materialistic status, but more like how great they are, or some species simply had greatness, what do you think is the first quality they probably have? Exactly, whoever is a lower status than them, they could care less about you, right? That moral way of being like, get away from me, you know? I wouldn't be like, but you know, it's like, okay, it's like you don't see them, you don't care. You think you're better than them, so you could care less, you don't see them. There's a moral way of that. And that status I'm talking about is exactly when you're a moral person. There's different levels of morality, right? Highest would be a righteous person like prophets. They're supernatural. Okay. And regular humans will have righteousness also. They're going to be next to prophets. That's what I'm saying. None of us care about these creepy, weird human beings dressing like the opposite gender, walking around. We don't stare at them and curse and cuss them. We don't care because we're better than you. We have better status than you. We're normal. We're not filthy. So we're normal. Therefore, we care less about your existence. Just don't bother us. You see what I'm saying? But then, there you go. If we just simply allow ourselves, you know, what makes us better than each other is just character, morality. So the moment you then, maybe someone makes you think about it. See, we're absent people, right? But if someone makes you think about it, you're like, wait a minute. The same gender literally does that filth to each other. Then you have this desire. Either you kill them or God does something. So I actually want us human beings to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's not hide it. A lot of us have a desire to either kill homosexuals or these human beings who are like this, or for God to maybe take it. You know, take that situation from us. Like, either way, we feel violent towards them. We're not going to take that out of religious knowledge. We have to talk about it. I have to guide you to it, what God has taught me. That's normal for us because they're perverts, get it? And they're perverts in a way, what they're doing is so evil. It's rape, but they're consenting to it. So, what did I say earlier? Does that matter if someone's consenting? No. Is rape normal? No. So why do I care if you agreed with it or if you didn't agree with it? In my eyes, you're still someone that's a predator. You need to die. Get the hell off get off this earth. You filth. So, okay, we hate them. There's that moral hatred. I taught you many times. Just like we hate the one, this one would fit the male that rapes females and children. At some point, if males allow him, he rapes them. That's what I'm saying. Those females, if they allow it, he rapes them because they can fight too. Everyone can fight. Goodness. I just wanted to be specific, right? That one, the way we all know, it's our nature to kill them because it's our nature to kill predators because predator is evil, predator is bad, we have the right to kill you. These humans are also predators. At some point, they're the ones molesting children. Get it? Common sense. If you're a pervert and you literally allow others to rape you, you're obviously going to try to touch children when they're young. That's why they're obsessed with adopting children. Please, for the love of God, don't actually think they just want to have kids for the sake of just being annoying. But sometimes they might just harm them. No, they're perverts. The only reason they want to adopt children, well, government should not give them the right to adopt children if they're not normal human beings. Because there you go, they just want to touch them. They want to corrupt them. The hell's wrong with you? You don't let a rapist adopt a child, so why are you letting these weirdos who are also rapists, but they're consenting to their own rape, adopt children? Do you know then what they will do? This is why evil is so difficult. Do you know what evil is going to say to you? It's going to say, okay, the government flipped on us. The evil is going to come together, and it's going to say, you filthy perverts, pretend to be normal people. All these LGBTQ plus are going to pretend to be normal humans. They're all going to get married. They're all going to pretend to be all fake charming to the opposite gender that's normal for them, which is right. Humans who are not blood related to you, including extended family, including cousins, all the way back to Adam and Eve. Anyone from your family, no matter how gigantic that tree grows, is a sin for you. That's perversion. It's incest. Goodbye. See, God doesn't complicate it. I always remember Islam learning about how many people they say you can't go to like that. So-and-so's uncle. So-and-so's, oh. I used to tell God, what? My Lord. They honestly telling me I have to remember all these different categories of extended family that I need to remember. There you go. I knew it. I knew whatever my mind was resisting was that God created me to naturally resist what is not from Him. It's dumb, everybody. I remember Muslims usually like to teach their children. Usually, right, Africans, they like to teach you your father, right? And then your grandfather's name. Going all the way back to like maybe 100 fathers after that, their names. That's a lot. I don't need to know all these people, their names. Stop burdening me. You know what I'm saying? And you non-Muslims need to stop taking the names of your husbands. That's creepy. And then two, right, as women, when you get married, keep your name, goodness. And then two, there you go. Don't take the names of your grandfather. That's not your father. You should take in the name of your actual dad. Get it? If his name is Sam and you're Joe, it should be Joe Sam, you know? Okay, lastly, exactly. I've asked God then, since my Lord, you're not sexist. And I'm sure women were prophets in history, and even if they were not, either way, women leaders were sent of some other form, right? Okay. That means they have to then be prophets, because God won't take them out of any category. Because we were like they were some other leader. Still, we would say that's unjust. Still, you're being put above her. So bye. I'm sure women prophets existed. So what I'm saying is, there you go. You guys might be like, where's the evidence? A lot of these male Muslim prophet names are actually women prophets. Their name has been changed. Okay, that's how. So for that reason, just they can change someone's race and accuse them of being the other race when they're not like that. So for that reason, another thing demons do is they also accuse prophets of being old always. Always some old man. They are young people, okay? They're usually maximum 32, 31 like me. I just turned 31. And that's actually maximum. They're usually 25 when they become prophets. Like Jesus, God told me He was rectified at 25 to be a prophet. That's amazing. Exactly what we think someone at least 25 looks like a great leader age. Okay, so right? What was I talking about? I went so many topics. So okay, I asked God, obviously, my Lord, how can the male father's name take over the family? Again, the female doesn't take his name, but still, the male, the kids are taking his name, correct? And the first thing that came to my brain was, well, we have to take someone's name sooner or later. So even if a society were like, you know what, let's drop it. Let's take the names of our mothers only, and we all go back. Let's say we had the ability to do such a thing. So remember it. We all go back and just take the names of the mothers. Okay, we apply it to our name, and that becomes our sort of last name, right? Or sort of next name. Not necessarily last name, but middle name, whatever, right? Then the same thing would happen, right? At some point, humans in history then would say, oh, the father, that's sexist to the man. What the hell? You know, like, it's weird. At some point, everybody, whether you take the mother's name, right, or you take the father's name, we still have to pick somebody. So either way, someone had to be picked. So if in that context you would agree that's not sexist, humans just don't have a choice but to pick one person's name because we have to remember each other. You came from that family, right? I have to remember you from me. Then you would agree the background cannot be sexism. It just someone had to be picked, right? But still, you would then still be like, oh, God should give us an alternative version. I agree. We don't know what that was. But I guarantee you, when God tells us what to do with names in a family, right? Your name and then what the name after you should be, whether it's father or mother, and why he would, I guarantee you, he's going to tell us a nice reason that is not sexist. No one's going to feel like they're being picked over the other one, and vice versa. Because almost every situation that I'm being guided to by God, what he thinks about his creation, all I see is that he's just. I don't see him ever telling men they can do something that he says, right, women cannot do. I don't see it. Including the fact that, right, I'm a supernatural woman, not regular human, and I'm just like your prophets who are supernatural. I'm doing the same thing they did. Right now, it's like the beginning of my life, get it? I'm just sort of preaching to you like Jesus preached to you. You all agree he was preaching first. Muhammad was just talking first. Then they get rectified like that. I obviously know I'm going to come and help you one day, but I'm not going to tell you who I am. That's like the cool discovery in the future. Leave that for your understanding later. But I already broke that. Sexism for you. I'm already, it's over. What's the confusion about? I'm already here to prove to you God is not sexist. If I'm being created to help you, just like prophets were made to help you basically stop evil in religion. So then, okay, the sexism can still continue, right? You might be like, but still a lower rank. You know, they are prophets. That's what I'm saying. You're going to find out who I am in the future. Then it's going to stop. Okay, but basically, let's go back. The homosexual situation. I swear by God's name, they're no different than a rapist. They're filth. I hate them. You know, they're filth of the earth. But when they're walking by us and they enter our store and they say, excuse me, exactly. We are created to just be normal with them. I have never, ever treated them like, you get what I'm saying? It's like we're not created. Unless we think of something to think of something. We just are normal. Excuse me, what time is it? Ma'am, and they act like a woman or something. I've always felt nothing towards them. Nothing. It's empty on the inside. I don't feel anything. I just treat them justly. That's what I'm saying. But you don't know then what we feel on the inside. We want them to die, get off this earth. They're filthy. They rape us to each other. They're filthy. They're filthy. They're filthy. They're filthy. They're filthy. They're filthy. God, please don't let them live. Okay? Don't redeem them, please. Ew. Don't let them marry somebody. Ew. Okay? But so, it's good that you and I, normal humans who could never go to filth, we need to talk to each other and actually remind each other that is not weird. That's not evil. That's our nature to think like that because they're evil and we're not. Get it? So if we don't remind each other that, demons will attack us and make it seem like we're sinners. Excuse me? Humans who are violating and killing and raping each other, we're sinners for hating them, being disgusted with them. Please don't do this. We're normal, okay? Just there you go. I told you. The fact that they're doing it to each other consensually is being used as a weapon to shut us up. So you see how dumb it is? Why do I care? If someone lets you beat them every day, or you beat them, you know? The beating is still the beating, right? Still an evil beating, right? Please. And since this is perversion, it never has a normal context. God have mercy. So what I'm saying is, we need to tell each other that because they like to guilt and shame us. Okay, now we go past that, right? We told each other there's nothing wrong with us. Okay, that's our nature from God. We're supposed to hate them. Us wishing that we killed them or someone killed them or God killed them is our nature also. There's nothing wrong with us. But we do what God told us. We don't kill them ourselves. That's it. My job is to just remind you. Deep in our soul, we all know we probably shouldn't kill them. That's because God is telling us don't. Not because they don't deserve it. See? But I guarantee you right now, you hear about a male raping a female. All of us want to go and find him and kill him. That's her nature. And nothing is pulling us back. But we hear about homosexuals, what they do. Maybe you accidentally saw it on video. Instantly you want to go and grab your sword and go kill them. Shoot them yourself if that was your son. That death, filth. You want to go, I'm going to go kill him myself. That's your nature. But then something is sort of saying to you, don't. Right? Like, just don't. That doesn't mean then God thinks that they're sort of less evil than that other one. No, it just means his law says don't kill them in this life. You don't take it into your hands. Okay? It doesn't mean God thinks what they're doing is less evil than the real rapist. It just means you don't take it. They're not the same thing, obviously. I'm just saying, yeah, sort of evil, right? Evil can be the same level and the context can be different, correct? There can be two types of evil that's different. They're not the same thing. This is actually very similar. They're not the same thing, but we can still put it in the same level, right? We can still say murder and rape are two different things. Okay, but they're still heinous. That's what I mean. These two are heinous. The actual real rape and this one they do into each other is the same level of heinous, correct? But are they the same thing? No, okay. So we're going to feel the same way as long as it's the level, get it? The level is the same. Heinous level is the same. Filth, predatory, harming each other, killing each other, raping each other. Oh. So it's the same level of an actual real rapist, male. We therefore want to kill them. It's not therefore, there's nothing wrong with us. They're the ones trying to guilt us because they obviously is the call of evil. But I want you to know then how God guides you to what he thinks you should take into your hands and what he tells you not to take into your hands. Because then instantly the demon will attack you and be like, ha ha ha. God thinks they're not as evil as real rapists. Just let it go. They can do whatever they want to each other. They can literally kill each other the same way. And yeah, he still thinks they should be redeemed and live this life and marry some of you and ha ha ha. They want you to get angry even more with God. Like, ew, you love them or something? My Lord, really? What? No. He's just saying the punishment. Don't take it into your own hands. We already have other examples of humans who do similar heinous things, but God doesn't tell us to take it into our own hands. So I like to remind you of other scenarios that we're very comfortable defending ourselves against such a evil thought like that talks to your mind like that, right? Irritates you like that. It could be thoughts or it could be voices for some of you because you're possessed. But right, everybody, just know that. We already know there's many other evil in the world like this one, but God doesn't tell us to take it into our own hands and shoot them dead. So let's not then connect it to God being unjust or loving them or something. No. There's just some types of sin that's difficult for us to manage. We can't manage it. You know? That's the best example I can think of as to why he doesn't want to take it into our own hands. It's too difficult. We don't know what they're doing in their rooms, you know? Woo! Ew. The other thing will come to your mind. Prophet Lot. I have to remove the lies off of that prophet. My Lord is not going to make a prophet marry someone who could ever become a homosexual or help them or protect them or help or be on their side. That obviously means you think like them. That obviously means you are a pervert. I told you, they don't have to act on it. A pervert is just a pervert, right? Do they have to act on everything? No. But Prophet Lot's wife is not a homosexual and she didn't agree and help and protect the homosexuals back then, okay? That's wrong. He's righteous like me, great prophet of God, supernatural human. That's why I told you, whatever makes us angry and uncomfortable, that's God, what do you call it? My phone is under attack again. Stop it. Oh, thank God. It's not even raining, it's just moving on its own. Right? Right, everybody. Whatever our brain, when we hear a religious preacher tell us or the book says it, Prophet Lot or just Lot, and we all think, okay, righteous man of God. Instantly they say, his wife helped the homosexuals and she used to help them. Come on, if you help them, that means you would just like them and that means you were okay with what the filth they do. Come on, everybody, you can't help something you don't understand. Obviously, she's a pervert. Our Lord is not going to tell him to marry a pervert. And there you go, the demon will attack your mind and say to you what? He didn't know she would have become a pervert. Maybe she was good at the beginning. Oh my goodness. These people are God's prophets. There you go. So God actually controls their life. It's not like you who could accidentally marry a bad human and they tricked you. It doesn't mean God doesn't care about you. You're supposed to go to him, guys. You're supposed to beg him for who your spouse. You're supposed to protect yourself. You're supposed to get out of that situation before, you get me? God will guide you many times that your spouse is creepy, okay? So come on. But sadly, we have to admit, right? So technically, you could fall into such a situation, right? But that's not the intention, is what I'm saying from God. If you asked him for help, who you should marry, he'll guide you, you get me? Then okay, for the sake of argument, even if he would allow you to marry someone who, that moment, obviously, it means they're good. Then that moment, they're about to become pervert, then he'll guide you to get the hell out. Okay? So anyways, I'm just saying, he really does protect good people. He will not make you go to them, okay? It's like only perverts will really go to perverts or similar. Very rare for normal, healthy people to really see someone who's a filthy human on the other side. You know, like practicing some homosexual or some other filth, you know? It's humans who are not doing their job. You can just common sense. Evil is something that you're supposed to protect yourself from, right? You're supposed to judge character. So it's just one of those things you can't really blame God. You know you were supposed to protect yourself. But if it was to happen to you, no one's calling you responsible. Ew. Okay? It's not your job. Okay, no. It's their fault, whoever did that to you and tricked you and married you. And I just told you, that's what they would do in a world that says, let's go after them. They're gonna then pretend to be normal humans, marry a lot of you. They put witchcraft on themselves. Just so you know, demons put a lot of witchcraft on them to make you obsessed with them, make you sort of desire them sexually a lot, because they're trying to make you go to this person. So you don't actually marry the normal person like you, God wants you to marry. Right, or the opposite, that's unrelated to you. So for that reason, everybody, that's why some people, they might tell you, oh, I like this person, right? That's normal for them. And they said, I realized at some point they're homosexual. It's like they can't just move on, right? Because there's some witchcraft. They don't want you to be happy sexually and marry. They want you to be obsessed with that human who's a pervert, going to some filth over there, so that you never be happy. That's how they torture human beings, these evil spirits, okay? But it's just common sense, okay? It's what you allow. Just get away from them, just heal, do your thing, go to your Lord, and just wait. Even if someone's like, what do we do about people who are atheists? They can just use their mind, get it? Just use their mind. They really will just need to look for a good person. Just judge people's character. Know what they do. You can figure out if they're creepy or they really do stuff behind the scene. You can figure it out, everybody. Anyone that when you look at them, it's like they're a box. That's how I describe chameleons. They're like a box. It's like their face has no emotion. It's like a box. It's like they're always what you want them to be. Okay, that's fishy. Good people, normal people, it's like they're easy to understand. You feel like you understand them on a soul level. A lot of people, when you listen to this podcast, you're all going to feel like you know me. You're all going to feel like you understand me. You all feel like you can, and even though you've never seen me, because it means there's no hypocrisy here. So my soul is what you're going to feel like you understand rather than my personality, because that's something you have to see. You know, so if you ever meet somebody and you feel like you cannot see their soul, you see, like their soul is gone. It feels like it's just a character in front of you. They always have this sort of demeanor around you that's just always emotionless or whatever. They always sort of in control. That's weird. Okay, get away, please, you know. Because they're acting. Okay, so anyways, come on, just use psychology. I got nothing else. What else can we do, right? You're smart people, you can protect yourself. I just want you to know God really does protect you from homosexuals. You know, he really does protect you from weirdos. I've rarely seen perverts marrying good, actual people. Never. It's always another filthy female like him that he marries. They're always the same nasty, you know. So anyways, I told you she just may not do evil at the level he does. She may not become homosexual like him, but she's just like him. She doesn't mind if someone taught her. She'll entertain the idea. That's what I've learned. God actually protects good people. He really does let you meet people just like you, okay? So anyways, they just try to trick you every now and then, right? A lot of people who call themselves empaths have a lot of narcissistic humans always targeting them. It's not just you. They target everybody, okay? Don't limit yourself to them and create a creepy story of yourself like you're just some target for people. No, it's just evil humans. They bother everybody, good and bad. Don't label yourself. And stop going to those channels on YouTube and other places where all they talk about is narcissistic personality disorder versus you. You guys are weird. Stop it. What are you, some property to these people? You're always learning how to deal with them, how to stop them, how to get them out of your life. Why are you acting like some tree? They're just a human. They're just a bad person. Just call the cops on them. Put them in jail. Move on. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to do nothing. They're just human like the other criminals in the world. I told you, if you're assertive the way God created, you're just normal with people. Defend yourself. They leave you alone. They mind their business. Then I can actually become obsessed with you as narcissists. If you're just normal. But if you create a story for yourself, oh, I'm targeted by them. I have to leave my city. I have to leave my state. I have to. If you allow them to bully you, then it's just like a bully. Get it? They'll chase you. They'll come to your state, you know? But of course, we have to identify that at some point. Some people are not doing that from a place of cowardness. They just creeped out and just want to get away. Maybe they just want to go freshen up into another city or state or country. Go. Do whatever the hell you want. But just know you have the power always. You know, just use legal action. That's obviously what they're scared of. What they're scared of matters, right? Because that's how God created them, to then tell you what is the solution to them. They hate going to jail. Just put them in jail for now. You know, even though jail is a bad place, they strip people. Just, you have no choice but to use legal action at some point, because who's going to stop them except cops, right? Just live your life. So you see, you always figure it out. You always just figure out it. Just defend yourself is the solution to everything. Okay, lastly, let's go back. The reason then, right? What are they talking about? So, right, we already assessed we shouldn't kill them, and then we don't have to let them make us feel like we somehow, right, are easy on them or something because we didn't kill them, or God loves them or something because he didn't kill them. Don't let them put us in some boxes, you know? That's not us. We're not the creator. If he really wants these weirdos to live and come out of their perversion, you and I, let's separate ourselves from that, who are normal and would never become perverts. Let's separate ourselves from that. Let's not be like, why should they live? No, don't just let it. That's what I'm saying. Let's go back to what we already have as a quality that I just said makes us normal humans. We don't see evil. We don't see others, right? We could care less about others. We think so highly of ourselves because we're normal, we're healthy. We only think of healthy people like ourselves. When we see weirdos and creeps, we don't look at them. Exactly, because we're better than them, right? So let's just treat them like that. Let's just ignore their existence. Okay, but we're always just with them, correct? Maybe one day they ask you for religious knowledge, but like that, you're always just. You always do what God told you. But that doesn't mean you let them take advantage. See, there you go. It doesn't mean you put yourself in situations you don't want to be in. A homosexual said, hey, I want to know Jesus. And you're someone that really wants to teach people that. It doesn't mean God is saying, put yourself in that situation. No, maybe someone else who's comfortable, you tell that person to help them in your church. Okay? So always honor yourself. Don't actually force yourself to help people who want knowledge about religion, especially when they pick you. That's dangerous. They should never pick you because they pick you because they're still not repenting, and they're picking you because they want to torture you because they know you had that sort of more good soul. You know, they know you'll feel things as they project some creepiness to you. But they don't want the humans who are more neutral and right. They know how to deal with this. They've done it for years. They don't want to go to that preacher. They don't want to go to that sheikh. Because those ones are just neutral. They're like a dead person. They just talk to you about the religion. They don't get affected. They go home. The next day they forgot what you look like. That's who should help them, you know? If someone obviously wants to be their friend when they got redeemed, that's your choice. See, I just want you to know you have rights. Don't burden yourself. Don't force yourself. At some point, it could be your son or daughter. Maybe then you want to, right, accept them into your life. See, it's your choice. But your Lord is not going to say, accept them because they're your son or they're this. No. We don't like you. God says you don't force anyone you don't like into your life. Even, for example, someone who's never done evil to you. You just don't like them, but they're your family. God doesn't tell you to force yourself to mix with them and mingle with them. No. Just be just, correct? They need help. Don't treat yourself like you're giving them some privilege because they're family or something. Because, right, you don't like them. You're thinking, why? You know, should I do? No, you help normal people who are strangers to you, right, who need your help. Exactly. So always remember, you do good because you simply do good because that's the right thing to do. Don't connect it to the fact that they're family, spouse, or this or that, because then at some point when you don't like them, the thoughts will say, don't do the right thing in this situation. Don't help because you don't like them. But God doesn't say that, correct? God says, yeah, honor yourself. There's a balance. There's boundaries. Don't let them get too close to you. You don't like this sibling? That means then don't let them enter your life. Right? Don't let them know anything about you. Just be absent. Be neutral. Mind your business. That's not a sin. What the hell? We're not objects to other people. These are not even our family members. God creates us as adults in heaven. We just come to this earth and he put us into the stomach of human beings at some point. Please don't. None of us are family to each other. When this world ends, When we all go to the next life, everyone's an adult. None of us are children. Okay? Children are gone. So we're all grown adults. We can feel whatever we want. Just because we come here, we have to go through a test of us being born to each other. There you go. It's a test, right? At some point, you're born to evil humans. You're born to good people. You don't like this one. That test of life that we have to be born to each other. Don't let that make you actually think that's how we are or something. We're not like that. We're all adults. We're all individuals in God's eyes. So they're actually not your family, get it? There's no such thing as family. We're all like Adam and Eve. They were just created as adults. That's how we are too. So we choose then who we want, just like Adam and Eve chose each other. So God then, what does he want? He just wants you to be just with whoever you didn't pick to be your family. You didn't pick these people. You may not like them. Okay? Just told you there's evil hatred and good hatred. You may have that moral dislike. You just don't like them. Get it? You just don't like their personality. You just don't like them. It could even be their appearance. You just don't like them. That's not evil because the reason is normal. You're an individual. You're not created to love people. It's your choice. But you're supposed to be just with people. Don't mistreat them. But that justice doesn't mean relationship. Because there you go, that's creepy. You're not a property to them. Relationship is your choice. Who you have. You don't have to have a relationship with your parents and your siblings. That's your choice. So you get it? You're just distant with them. You just move away and live your life and get married and enjoy your life. But the day a situation arises where people need your help or people just want to say hi, you have to be just. You get what I'm saying? You have to be just. Just help them. What's the big deal? It's just like helping a stranger. You don't think when you help them, you're being forced or something. You know that's just the right thing to do. It's the same for them. The demons want you to think you're helping them because they're family. You don't consider them family. You don't like them. So then they want you to use that to then say, you know what? I won't even help them. Oh, now you committed a sin. Someone was about to die and you didn't do the right thing. Okay, but then there's still a balance to the helping. Maybe you don't want to help them and someone else can. So they ask you for money. Maybe if there's another way you can help them find that money, then it's not a sin. Because exactly, there's no right or wrong way. If they just need help, so-and-so, my phone broke, can you help me? You can just give them the phone number of the government organization that gives them free phones. See, you still help them. It doesn't have to be you who has to give them the exact full assistance. Because exactly, you may not want to. It's your money, it's your property. But if from a place of greediness, a place of evil heart, a place of, there you go, not wanting to help a needy person that moment, you're coming from, there you go, evil intention. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you my stuff. I'm not going to share. Okay, now that's a sin because there you go, it's hurtful, it's bad, it's mean. God didn't tell you to love this person. He just told you to help them, you know? So you see, everybody, even the help, if there's another way to help, you help. There's no one way to help somebody. They might ask you for a ride. You might pay for their ride. You might drive them there. You like that. It's up to you. But then that doesn't mean, there you go, common sense. Just use just common sense. It doesn't mean you get to abuse this system, that you can help them some other way. It doesn't mean you push them to others and strangers and weird situations. You put their life in danger and you force others to mix with them and they don't even, and you're supposed to tell them that. It's supposed to be their permission. See, they just simply ask you for help. So the just way to help them is you need their permission to agree with it. You know? With the one that you want to offer. Not them giving you permission and they don't like it, they get to tell you what to do. No, not that one. I don't mean that. I just mean they asked you for help, right? And let's say then you want to have your friend give them a ride. You need to tell them that. So then if they don't want your friend to give them a ride, they can say no. Now you have no choice but to give them a ride. See what I'm saying? Common sense. You can't force them into the version you wanted to give. You have to ask them, you know, I can't do this. Or, hey, how about, you don't have to say that, right? That's what I'm saying. You want to help them, but there's many ways to help somebody, correct? It doesn't have to be you directly. But what I'm saying is when you do that, you need to tell them. Because this one, they're comfortable with it. They're comfortable with you helping them because they know what they're doing. They asked you for help. So it's their choice. Okay, but the other one is not their choice. You're pushing them to another way, another source of getting the help. So you can't just then push them to it. You have to tell them, get it? Because that's their right to know. Because they're thinking you're going to give them a ride. They're thinking you'll give them the 300 that they're short on this month. So then you can't just send your friend to knock on their door, see, without their permission, and be like, excuse me, here's 300. And they might be like, who are you? Don't humiliate me. I didn't ask you. That's what I'm saying. So you need them to know and to agree if they want the help that you want to offer them through some other way or some other source or some other people outside of yourself. Because they're those things they didn't agree, they didn't choose, they don't know. Common sense, they need to know it. So they're like, sure, I know your friend. They can visit me. Like that, just common sense. You treat them with dignity and humanity just like you want to be treated. You let them know. That's evil. Don't send people, your friends, or random strangers or some Uber or Lyft to give them a ride when they texted you to give them a ride. Now you're guilting them. Do you want to take the lift? You want to be late for your job? Or you just want to... Don't humiliate people like that. They just wanted help. They couldn't go that day for some reason. They don't have money or a car maybe. Don't then act like you can manage it. Well, simply, I just said, you have the choice. Since there's many ways to help a human, you just have the choice to help them directly yourself or offer other ways that help can come to them. But since that's that one they didn't choose, you're offering it, you have to specify it. Common sense. They say to you, nope, I don't want that Uber. Don't send me an Uber. You have to say, okay, now you have to think of how to help them justly. You can't then be like, bye, I can't talk to you. See? That's sin because they asked you for help. Unless you have a good reason you cannot help somebody, you can't reject them from an evil heart. Okay, but when human beings, exactly, are evil to you, abused you, harmed you, or did bad to you, or even to others, they're just a bad, evil human. Your mother may have never abused you, but she abused others. You have the right to just be like, I don't owe you anything. I disown you right now. So you have the right to cut off human beings as long as they're evil. They don't have to be evil to you. That's irrational. What if they rape somebody? Are you going to say his mother then should be nice to him? What are you trying to say? He's a rapist. She doesn't owe him anything, okay? So be fair. As long as they're evil humans, right? Not just bad character, but in the sense that we would say the evil is at a level that is rational to cut them out of your life. You're not just some annoying person. No, really. Bad human, evil human, bad, toxic. No. We all know who they are. We don't just kick people out of our life because they have some attitude one day, some meanness. No, we're human. We always tell each other to do good. We're actually very loving, right? We don't want to cut people off. But when humans are evil, when humans are toxic to us and others, that's when God says you have the right to disown them and cut them out of your life. Bye. So now the help doesn't matter. Get it? They cannot even ask you for help. You cut them out of your life. They're a threat. Okay? Whether they're adoptive or biological families, whether they're other situations of marriage or dating or friendship, teacher to student. Maybe your teacher said, can you help me? That's kind of weird anyway, right? I have to specify everything, you know? Customer to employee, neighbor to another neighbor, whichever scenario. There's a human and another human, including animals, right? If an animal is harmful, and God will never tell you to help somebody in a situation they obviously just need something, just because help is something we offer each other. No, the situation matters. Is that appropriate? And the human matters. Is it appropriate to help them? Is that even someone you want in your life? Are they even normal? Okay, but then you cannot be unjust with this, correct? And just disown people left and right. You see what I'm saying? It's just common sense. God just simply says, honor yourself. Okay, treat people justly. That's it. I wouldn't really say honor other people. No, treat them justly. Because you can't honor evil humans. Honor kind of means like love, you know what I mean? So really honor yourself. Who you love is your choice. Okay, but treat everyone justly. The ones you love, the ones you choose to mix with, and the ones you don't want to mix with, and the ones who don't like you, they don't actually want to mix with you. It's not even you. It's actually them who are saying to you, I don't like such a human, my lord. I don't want to be their friend. Okay, whichever scenario we're in. The more better humans are, I'm telling you right now, the more better than we are than each other is actually how we pick who we mix with. Okay? Really. Since we're better than each other based on character and stuff. That's actually how we choose who we want to be friends with and stuff. You know, because this person might be a good person, a nice person, but you don't want to be their friend. Because they're just not like you. They're not on your sort of energy level. You know, they're not the same as you. They don't carry the same vibe. Hi, Birdie. you know? So I have to I have to remind you what God said is your rights that he taught me, that I always knew in my nature anyway. When I say taught me, I don't mean he taught me a certain day. It's just how I was born. Some of these things was just basic to me. It's our right to choose who we want in our life. But it's just common sense. We're choosing for rational reasons because we click. That one we don't click, you know? But if they need your help, we're humans, right? We're supposed to help each other. Don't be mean. But if you can't help them, someone else can. You can always say to them, that so-and-so can help you. Like that. It's not weird. But don't just lie to them and be like, I'll help you. And then so-and-so knocks on their door. So-and-so texts them. So-and-so approaches. Don't do that. They didn't agree to that. You have to let them know that so-and-so to them is a threat. They don't know who that is. 2, exactly, they may not want that so-and-so to help them. 3, that so-and-so might be evil. Maybe you don't know that. Some evil humans don't expose that to you, but they expose it to others, their character. Right? That they might actually have an evil intention towards that human. And you're thinking, so-and-so is so nice to me. I hate human beings. Hi, birdies. They're listening to me. I hate human beings, right? The evil human who acts like they can tell us how someone's character is. They always like to say something like, let's say you actually have a legitimate reason, right? You're not just making stuff up. You actually tell them, that human acted evil towards me. You actually have something they did that's bad. And they always like to say to you, really? But they're a good person. Whoa! Why are you acting like you're the judge here? The person just told you this human committed a crime or did something bad. So yes, you need evidence. The person is not expecting you to follow and believe them. And no, they're not. They're just simply telling you. That's their reason for not wanting to mix with that person. Because maybe they acted inappropriate towards them. Evil humans like to defend each other. Even though it doesn't benefit them, that's not who they are. That's just the way evil is. They defend each other. They really do. Oh, your mother. Don't do that to your mother. They always say that. Your mother loves you. Your father loves you. They always act like they can tell us what that person thinks and feels and how we should feel and think about that. That's evil. 1, because you don't know the situation. You have no right to tell this person who that person is to them and who they are to that person. Okay. But that's the second reason, to be honest. The first reason is evil humans exist. And therefore, it doesn't matter if it's a mother, a father, a son, etc. So they're evil to us when they say to us that the sort of title of the person, oh, your mother. Oh, your spouse. Oh, what? Excuse me? Are you saying then just because they gave birth to you, they somehow now, what are you trying to say? Like that they cannot be evil and I don't have a legitimate reason to feel threatened and get away? So you see, they're justifying evil because of that sort of way God mixed us. He made us come out of each other. That's evil human. That's good people will never do that. They just care about you. You tell them someone hurt you, there you go. They don't accuse people. They don't then go to their home and call the cops. No, obviously will tell you to write, call cops, investigate. They're very just. But they at least believe you the way that you should believe somebody when you don't have the right to call them a liar. They just simply say to you, oh, okay, like that. They just offer you compassion. But if their gut tells them this person could be lying, then they're calm with that. They're calm with how they sort of offer you some sort of right words. Okay, but that's very rare usually, right? Majority of situations humans tell you, I cut someone off because they were bad to me. It's actually true, correct? So that's what I'm saying. Our gut tells us. So that's another evidence evil humans are possessed by demons at a level that's higher than other people who just drink alcohol and, you got possessed. Because their demon is more like a friend next to them. They're more like work together. It's more active. Because get it, they're evil, but they're evil. Their character's bad. So for that reason, that's your evidence. That moment, the demon is telling them something, that you're telling the truth. And that demon feels offended that you called out that evil character because they don't like evil to be given justice, correct? They hate justice, goodness. And 2, that demon knows the human that you're talking about who treated you badly, they know whoever was possessing them is their friend, a demon called so-and-so. They know that's their spirit, sort of. Get it? They're together. They're enemies against us, right? They're together. So they actually, as a demon possessing this human, you may think, why is the human defending that person? Exactly, it doesn't benefit them to defend that person. That's a demon defending them. You might think, why does a demon care about that person? Demons actually want them to go to hell anyway. Demon is defending whoever possessed that bad human, that taught that human, right, to be bad, and was with them and possessing them when they were harassing people. This demon possessing this human you're telling the story to is uncomfortable because they know that demon in the other human. So see, Exactly what you think is going on is happening. They know each other, therefore they're defending each other. They evildoers, therefore they protect each other. Good does not protect evil. Just because you're a mother to someone, you don't defend your son because you heard he did some evil. No, you're the first one to say, I have a knife, let's go kill him. What did he do? What did he do to you? Huh? That's what a good person does, but they just need evidence. You see, they just okay. But the one they have to protect you again. This is how detailed evil is. I have to be protected. I have to protect you now from how they want you to think at that moment. They're that person I'm describing. Who, right? As long as the situation is true, they're ready to be on your side as a victim, right? Doesn't mean they love you. Just they're gonna defend you. They're not gonna defend the evildoer, you know. And okay, if you did something evil to them, they'll hold you accountable to. They just. You have to protect yourself from that character versus the one that says what? Oh, if you give me evidence, I'll believe you. But they're actually lying. They're pretending to be a good person. That one is rude. They're condescending. They're already guilting you first. They're already treating you like you're lying already. See, that's it. If right now the name that right now I use is Mariam, okay? I don't believe that's the name God gave me. I believe that's the name the adoptive family gave me. And the name Abdullahi, which is, right, the father's name, which is what we do as Muslims, right? We're supposed to use father's names, not grandfather's names. That name, everybody, is the name of an adoptive father's name. So it's not my actual dad. It's not my biological family, the father name, Abdullahi. No, it's just okay? So I'm just like Prophet Muhammad. I was adopted. Because these scenarios are repeating in me so I can teach you the rights of people. I had to go through these situations where I am always telling God what my rights are. I had to disown this evil adoptive family, right? I already tell you all the evil they've done in other episodes. Like that. It's the same if it was biological families who, for you, do evil to you. God is just saying you always have rights. Disown, cut them off. I remember those Islamic lecturers saying, you're going to go to hell. I could care less. I know right from wrong. And I know God will never hurt. I just know they're lying. It's like, you just know. That's not what God meant, There's context that's being destroyed. The way right now, I told you guys many things, right? Context matters. Well, we have rights. God just tells us to just simply be just. That just at some point means you're kind, you're helping people. Okay, but that's not at the expense of your own human rights, see? When you're dying on your deathbed, God is not saying get up and give your heart to somebody. That's what I'm saying. Even organ donation is sinful. Please stop doing that. Stop taking people's organs away. And it's a sinful thing to obviously common sense. I don't have to explain this one. Take it against their will after they died. You just grab their body part. Just like it's evil to take a real living human, right? Split them in the middle with knives and take their heart out. It's the same when they're dead. Humans always have the same rights when they're dead and alive. It's still their body. The body belongs to them. Okay, so the way right, these humans, so right, the name Mariam, right, if you were to say to me, I don't think that's my real name from God. You know how God gives you a name like that? And I don't think that's the name biological family gave me, which are Turkish. Okay, so, I'm sure God then will actually tell me what name he wants. And I think I'll be just like prophets, which is something I want, obviously. Because I just want one name, just my name. I don't want history to remember me with my actual biological father's name. No, I'm supernatural, so I'm not really born to you. How did you give birth to me? You're not supernatural like me. God just did it. He just brought me out of you. So, no, I don't want your name, following me around in history. I want to still be remembered for the fact that I'm different than you. Okay, and that is just my first name. Whatever God gave that name was. I don't think it's Marianne, which is Mariam, or Mary. Everybody is Mary in English. Why the hell would my name be Mary? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like it. So even what I don't like has always become something God showed me is not for me. Yes, I'm happy therefore. I know if I don't like it, I don't have to deal with it in the future. Yay! Because that's how he guides me, okay? I don't mean everything you don't like God is saying. You get the point. It's a different type of not liking. It's like you just know it's not for you. It's like a gut type of feeling. Not personal type, I don't like this, okay? But also because I really don't like the name Maria. I really don't like Mary. I think it's a boring name. I just don't like the name. Just because some people in history had a name and they were cool people, right, of God, doesn't mean you force us to see. We all have to, I have to keep reminding you what your rights are. You honor people. Name is just a name. It doesn't then mean if you say to someone one day, I don't like Muhammad. You know what? I don't want that as my son's name. You're not a sinful person. Goodness, then it's just a name. Some filthy humans will call it Muhammad at some point. It's just a name. So, okay, I want to remind you that your Lord doesn't take your right away to dislike things that you can dislike because there's no immorality to disliking them. It's just a name. So you see, this is how you guys know if something is from God or not. Just use your mind, you know. If it's your name and you say, my Lord, I don't like this name, you know it's not a sin. So why would it be a sin if you say, my Lord, I don't like this name, and it's someone's name who's important to God in history? See? It wasn't sinful when it was your name. So it's not sinful when it's their name. Because you're not insulting them, you're saying, I don't like the name. God have mercy. Everything about us that's our right is being stolen. Even the simple right to dislike something or somebody. You know, I already told you, it's not hatred, right? Envy and wickedness. We have to separate these things from normal feelings of how we are different than each other. We have different personalities, identities, and we have rights, okay?